The light on the lookout was blinding. It was not the warm yellow light of the sun. It was a cold, blue light that felt like ice touching the skin. The Z fighters covered their eyes. Gohan shielded his face with his arm. When the light finally faded, the silence that followed was heavy. It pressed down on their shoulders like a physical weight. Standing in the center of the tiled floor was a figure that looked like Vegeta, but at the same time, it was not Vegeta at all. His hair was no longer the black spiked hair of a Saiyan. It was pure white, combed back perfectly, defying gravity in a way that looked unnatural. His skin had lost its tan color. It was now a pale, ethereal blue, almost like the color of a frozen lake. He was wearing the clothes of the Grand Priest, the dark blue tunic, the red belt, and the strange floating halo around his neck. The halo hummed with a low sound that vibrated in everyone's teeth. Vegeta opened his eyes. They were not the eyes of a mortal. They were deep violet, glowing softly. He blinked, and for a moment he looked confused. He looked down at his hands. He turned them over. He saw the blue skin. He felt the cloth of the sleeves. He clenched his fists. The sound of his knuckles cracking echoed across the entire planet. It was a sound of immense power being contained. Vegeta took a breath. When he inhaled, the clouds in the sky were pulled toward him. When he exhaled, the clouds were pushed away. He was breathing the atmosphere of the planet, but he was also breathing the energy of the cosmos. He could feel it. He could feel everything. Inside Vegeta's head, it was loud. It was terrifyingly loud. He could hear voices, not just the voices of Gohan and the others standing in front of him. He could hear voices from Mars. He could hear voices from the other side of the galaxy. He could hear the prayers of people in Universe 6. He could hear the wars being fought in Universe 11. He could hear the silence of the erased universes. It was all rushing into his brain at once. It was like a billion radios turned on at the same time. "Shut up," Vegeta screamed inside his mind. He grabbed his head with his hands. The pain was sharp. It felt like his skull was going to split open. The cosmic cube that had transformed him spoke in his mind. It had a cold, robotic voice. "Do not resist," the cube said. "You are the administrator. You must know all. You must see all. This is the burden of the Grand Priest. You are the brain of the multiverse." Vegeta gritted his teeth. "I am not a computer. I am a Saiyan." He forced his will upon the noise. He imagined a giant steel door slamming shut. He pushed the billion voices behind the door. He locked it. The noise faded to a dull hum. Vegeta panted, lowering his hands. Sweat was dripping from his forehead, but the sweat evaporated instantly because of his high body heat. He looked up. Gohan was staring at him. Gohan looked terrified. It was not the fear of an enemy. It was the fear of a stranger. This being looked like Vegeta, but his energy was so vast that Gohan couldn't even sense the bottom of it. It felt like standing next to a black hole. "Vegeta," Gohan whispered, "is that you?" Vegeta looked at Gohan. He tried to smirk, to give his usual arrogant smile, but his face felt stiff. The Grand Priest transformation had changed his biology. It made him more serious. It made him colder. "I am Vegeta," he said. His voice sounded like two people speaking at once. One was Vegeta, and the other was a deep, ancient voice. "But I am also not." Piccolo flew up from where he had fallen. He landed next to Gohan. He held his arm, which was still healing. He looked at Vegeta with wide eyes. "You took the position," Piccolo said. "You actually did it. You became the Grand Priest to save reality." Vegeta crossed his arms. The movement caused the air to ripple. "Do not misunderstand, Namekian. I did not do it for charity. I did it because I refused to be erased. And because that idiot Kakarot left me no choice. Vegeta looked up at the sky. His violet eyes pierced through the atmosphere. He was looking for something. He was looking for Goku. He tried to sense Goku's energy. With his new powers, he should be able to find anyone, anywhere. He searched Earth. No Goku. He searched the galaxy. No Goku. He expanded his mind to the entire Universe 7. Nothing. He searched the other universes. Universe 6, Universe 11, even the hidden pockets of the Demon Realm. There was nothing. Goku was gone. Vegeta felt a pang of panic in his chest. It was a strange feeling for the Grand Priest form. Angels are not supposed to feel panic. They are supposed to be calm. But Vegeta's Saiyan heart was still beating underneath the blue robes. Kakarot, Vegeta whispered. Where did you take him? Suddenly, a bright light appeared in the sky above the lookout. It was a golden light, warm and gentle. It descended slowly. From the light, a figure emerged. It was Whis. Whis looked terrible. His angel robes were torn and burned. His staff was taped together with energy. He was translucent, like a ghost that was running out of power. He landed on the tiles. He stumbled. He almost fell, but he caught himself. He looked up at Vegeta. Whis' eyes went wide. He saw the blue skin. He saw the white hair. He saw the halo. Whis fell to his knees. He bowed his head until it touched the floor. Father, Whis said. No, Grand Priest. Vegeta looked down at Whis. He felt a strange connection to him. The moment he looked at Whis, he knew everything about him. He knew Whis' age. He knew his power level. He knew his favorite food. It was like reading a file on a computer screen. The Grand Priest form gave him instant knowledge of all angels. Get up, Whis, Vegeta said. His voice was stern. I am not your father. I am Vegeta. Whis slowly lifted his head. He looked weak. His body was flickering. We used all our life force, Whis explained. We tried to stop the destruction ball. We burned our very souls. I am fading, Vegeta-san. In a few minutes I will cease to exist. My siblings, Vados, Korn, Cuse, they are already in a deep sleep, hovering between life and death in space. Vegeta frowned. He didn't like this. He didn't like seeing Whis, the being who had trained him, looking so pathetic. And he needed Whis. He needed someone who understood this job. Fix it, Vegeta commanded. Whis smiled sadly. I cannot. My life force is gone. Only the Grand Priest has the power to restore an angel's core. But you have just ascended. You do not know how to use. Vegeta didn't let him finish. He didn't know how, but he knew he could. It was instinct. The cosmic cube had given him the tools. He just had to use them. Vegeta raised his right hand. He pointed his palm at Whis. He focused. He didn't use Kai. Kai was for fighting. He used creation energy, the same energy he and Goku had found in the void of timelessness. Restore, Vegeta said. A beam of pure white light shot from Vegeta's hand. It hit Whis. Whis gasped. The light engulfed him. It was warm. It filled the cracks in his soul. His body stopped flickering. His skin became solid again. His robes repaired themselves. The burns vanished. His staff glowed and snapped back together, looking brand new. The light faded. Whis stood up. He took a deep breath. He looked healthier than he had in years. He looked at his hands. I am whole, Whis said. He looked at Vegeta with a new level of respect. You used creation energy. You mastered it instantly. Vegeta lowered his hand. It wasn't hard. It felt like flexing a muscle. Now tell me, where is Kakarot? I cannot sense him. Whis' face turned serious. He tapped his staff on the ground. A hologram appeared in the air. It showed a map of the multiverse. The 12 universes were bubbles floating in a void, but outside the bubbles, there was a dark, grey area. Goku used instant transmission to take the former Grand Priest away, Whis said. He knew that if the Grand Priest exploded here, everything would be destroyed. So he went to the only place that could contain that explosion. Vegeta narrowed his eyes. Where? The super void, Whis said. It is the space between the universes. It is the nothingness that exists outside of Zeno's jurisdiction. It is a place of chaos. There is no time there, no space, no laws of physics. It is where erased timelines go to die. Vegeta stared at the grey area on the map. Is he alive? Whis hesitated. The explosion of the Grand Priest was strong enough to wipe out a galaxy. In the super void, the energy would be contained, but survival is unlikely, even for Goku. Vegeta felt a spike of anger. Unlikely is not impossible. That idiot has survived worse. He survived the explosion of Namek. He survived the heart virus. He survived Jiren. He is not dead. Vegeta turned to the edge of the lookout. He looked ready to fly off into space. I will go get him. Whis moved quickly. He stood in front of Vegeta. He held up his staff. Stop, Grand Priest. You cannot go. Vegeta glared at Whis. Move out of my way, Angel, or I will unmake you just as easily as I fixed you. Whis did not move. He looked sad, but firm. If you leave this universe now, reality will collapse. You are the pillar. You are the anchor. You just accepted the mantle. The connection between the universes and the core is fragile. You must go to the Omni-King's palace. You must sit on the throne and stabilize the multiverse. If you enter the super void, the chaotic energy will react with your order energy. It will cause a chain reaction that will destroy everything. Vegeta clenched his fists. So I am a prisoner. Is that it? I am the strongest being in existence, and I am trapped in a chair. Whis nodded slowly. That is the price of godhood, Vegeta. You have the power to do anything, but you have the responsibility to do nothing but watch and maintain. You cannot be a warrior anymore. You are the referee. Vegeta screamed. It was a short, sharp scream of frustration. He punched the air. The shockwave cracked the sky above the lookout. He hated this. He hated rules. He hated sitting still. But he knew Whis was right. He could feel the multiverse shaking. It was waiting for him to take his seat. Fine, Vegeta spat. He turned to Gohan. Gohan was still watching, paralyzed by the conversation. Gohan, Vegeta said. His voice echoed. Yes. Vegeta? Gohan stammered. Vegeta looked at him. Listen to me. Kakarot is gone. I am leaving. Earth has no protector. You are the strongest mortal left. Do not slack off. Do not go back to your books and forget how to fight. If a threat comes, you must handle it. Do you understand? Gohan nodded vigorously. I understand. I promise. I will protect Earth. Vegeta looked at the brief's house in the distance. He closed his eyes for a second. He sent a telepathic message. Just a single thought. Goodbye, Bulma. Goodbye, Trunks. Be strong. He felt Bulma drop her teacup in the garden. He felt her shock. He pushed the feeling away. He couldn't linger. It hurt too much. Vegeta turned to Whis. Take me to the palace. Whis tapped his staff. A pillar of light enveloped them. Take care, everyone, Whis said to the Z-fighters. The light shot up into the sky, faster than speed itself. In an instant, Vegeta and Whis were gone. The lookout was quiet. Gohan fell to his knees. He looked at his hands. He felt the weight of Vegeta's words. Earth was alone now. In the super void, there was no light. There was no dark. There was only a swirling, chaotic purple mist. This mist was made of broken time shards and erased matter. It was toxic. If a normal human touched it, they would turn into dust. Floating in this mist was a body. It was scorched black. The clothes were burned away, leaving only shreds of orange fabric clinging to the skin. It was Goku. He was not moving. He was curled up in a ball. His breathing was shallow. He was alive, but barely. The explosion of the Grand Priest had been point blank. Goku had used every ounce of his power, every drop of the creation energy he had learned, to create a shield at the last second. The shield had shattered, but it had absorbed enough of the blast to keep his body from vaporizing. Goku coughed. A puff of blood floated out of his mouth. In the super void, the blood didn't fall. It just drifted away like a red bubble. Goku opened one eye. It was swollen. He saw nothing but purple fog. Where am I? He thought. His brain felt fuzzy. He tried to move his arm. It screamed in pain. His bones were cracked. His skin was burned. He tried to sense energy. He wanted to find Vegeta. He wanted to find Earth. But there was nothing to sense. The super void was a dead zone. There was no key here. There was only the chaotic energy of the mist. Goku closed his eye again. Maybe I died, he thought. Maybe this is hell. But it didn't feel like hell. Hell had ogres and clouds. This place felt like nothing. Goku drifted. Time didn't exist here, so he didn't know how long he drifted. It could have been minutes. It could have been years. He floated through the purple fog. Sometimes he saw shapes in the mist. He saw Frieza's face. He saw Cell. He saw Grandpa Gohan. There were ghosts of his memories, projected by the chaotic energy. Wake up, a voice whispered. Goku groaned. I'm tired. Let me sleep. Wake up, Son Goku, the voice said again. It wasn't a voice he knew. It sounded old, ancient. Goku forced his eyes open. He saw a light in the distance, a small white light piercing through the purple fog. It was warm. It called to him. Goku gritted his teeth. He focused on his center. He tried to summon his ki, but his ki tank was empty. He had used it all against the Grand Priest. He remembered the training in the void of timelessness. He remembered the creation energy. It wasn't Kai. It was willpower. It was the power to make something from nothing. Goku concentrated. Make a spark, he told himself. Just a spark. Deep in his chest, a tiny flicker of silver light appeared. It grew. It traveled down his arms. It healed his burns slightly. It gave him just enough strength to move. Goku started to swim through the void. He swam toward the white light. It was hard. The purple mist was thick like syrup. It tried to pull him back. It whispered to him, give up, rest, let go. But Goku was stubborn. He kicked his legs. He pulled with his arms. He swam toward the light. As he got closer, he saw what the light was. It was a crystal, a giant floating crystal the size of a house. It was glowing with a pure white light. And inside the crystal, there was something. Goku swam up to the crystal. He touched it. It was warm. He peered inside. Inside the crystal was a garden, a beautiful green garden with trees and flowers. And sitting in the middle of the garden, drinking tea, was a man. The man looked up. He saw Goku's face pressed against the crystal. The man smiled. He had long, flowing green hair and pointed ears. He wore strange robes that looked like they were made of leaves. You found me, the man said. His voice traveled through the crystal into Goku's mind. Goku was confused. Who are you? Where is this? The man stood up. I am Zalama, the man said. I am the creator of the Super Dragon Balls, and you, Son Goku, are in the grave of the gods. Goku's eyes went wide. Zalama, the guy who made the giant Dragon Balls, why are you here? Zalama walked to the edge of the crystal. I have been here for eons, waiting, watching. The Grand Priest thought he ruled the multiverse, but he was just the manager. I am the architect, and I have been waiting for someone strong enough to survive the void. Zalama placed his hand on the crystal wall. Come inside, Goku. You look terrible. Let me fix you. The crystal wall melted. Goku fell inside. He landed on the soft grass. The air smelled like honey and rain. It was paradise. Goku took a deep breath. His pain started to fade immediately. Zalama stood over him. You have the scent of the core on you, Zalama said. You have touched creation energy. That is why you are alive. Goku sat up. He rubbed his head. Yeah, me and Vegeta trained in the void of timelessness. We learned some cool stuff. Zalama nodded. Vegeta, the new Grand Priest. I felt the shift. The balance has changed. Goku blinked. Vegeta, the Grand Priest. What are you talking about? Zalama waved his hand. The air shimmered, showing an image of Vegeta sitting on a throne in the Omni-King's palace. Vegeta looked miserable. He was staring at nothing, his face cold and distant. He took the job to save reality, Zalama said. He is the prisoner now. Goku stood up. He clenched his fists. No. Vegeta hates paperwork. He hates rules. He did that for me? Because I vanished? Zalama nodded. Yes. And now, you are stuck here. There is no way out of the super void. Even with instant transmission, you need a beacon. You need a connection. Goku looked at the image of Vegeta. I have to get back. I have to save him from that boring job. Zalama smiled, a mischievous smile. There might be a way, but it is dangerous. More dangerous than fighting Jiren. More dangerous than the Grand Priest. Goku grinned. His Saiyan blood started to boil. I like dangerous. What is it? Zalama pointed to the darkness outside the crystal. Deep in the super void, there is a creature. The Eater of Dimensions. It has a core that can cut through any reality. If you can defeat it and take its core, you can build a key to go home. Goku cracked his knuckles. A monster, huh? Sounds like fun. Can you heal me up first? I'm starving. Zalama laughed. Of course. I have plenty of food. Eat, Saiyan. Then we train. Because the Eater of Dimensions, it eats gods for breakfast. Meanwhile, at the Omni-King's palace, the palace was massive. It was a floating structure in the shape of the kanji for all. It was usually bright and colorful, but now it felt empty. The two Zenos were gone. The future Zeno was still on Earth, probably hiding with the Kais, and the present Zeno had been absorbed by the Grand Priest and then dissipated into the cosmos when the Grand Priest died. Vegeta sat on the throne. It was too big for him. He felt ridiculous. He was floating a few inches off the seat because he refused to actually sit down comfortably. He wanted to stay alert. While stood by his side, the other angels, Vados, Makarita, Korn, had all been revived by Vegeta's wave of energy. They were standing in a line in front of the throne. They all looked at Vegeta with a mix of awe and fear. Grand Priest, Vados said softly. She bowed. We are awaiting your orders. The universes are in disarray. Universe 9 is suffering a civil war. Universe 4 has a collapsing star system that threatens the central galaxy. We need guidance. Vegeta rubbed his temples. The noise in his head was back. He could hear the civil war in Universe 9. He could hear the screams. Do I have to solve every little problem? Vegeta growled. What are the gods of destruction doing? Where is Sidra? Where is Quitella? They are sleeping, Vados said. They are waiting for the signal that the crisis is over. Vegeta slammed his fist on the armrest of the throne. Wake them up. Tell them to do their jobs. If Universe 9 has a war, tell Sidra to go down there and Akai the leaders who are causing it. If Universe 4 is collapsing, Tell Quitella to destroy the dying stars so new ones can form. I am not a babysitter. Vados looked surprised. But the Grand Priest usually handles a delicate balance. Vegeta stood up. He floated down to Vados. He looked her in the eye. I am not the old Grand Priest. I do not care about delicate balance. I care about efficiency. The gods of destruction have been lazy for too long. They rely on the angels for everything. That stops now. You angels will step back. You will let the gods do the work. If they fail, I will replace them. The angels looked at each other. This was a radical change. The old Grand Priest micromanaged everything. Vegeta was delegating. He was acting like a general. Yes, Grand Priest, the angels said in unison. They tapped their staffs and vanished, heading back to their universes to wake up their sleepy gods. Only Whis remained. Whis looked at Vegeta with a small smile. You are adapting quickly, my lord. Vegeta scowled. Don't call me lord. I am just doing what makes sense. If I have to listen to every prayer in the multiverse, I will go crazy. I need silence. Vegeta walked to the edge of the palace platform. He looked out into the endless void. Kakarot, are you out there? Suddenly, a strange alarm went off. It was a sound like a gong being struck underwater. Bong, bong. Vegeta spun around. What is that? Whis looked at his staff. His face turned pale. Oh my, this is unexpected. What is it? Vegeta demanded. Whis looked up. A gate has opened. Not a universe gate. A timeline gate. Vegeta confused. A timeline gate? Like a time ring? No, Whis said. Much older. Someone is entering our reality from the ancient past. Someone who was erased by the original Omni-King a long time ago. A rift opened in the sky above the palace. It was a jagged red tear in the fabric of space. From the tear, a ship emerged. It wasn't a spaceship like Frieza's. It looked like a giant stone temple with engines. It was covered in moss and ancient runes. Vegeta flew up to meet it. Who dares invade my palace? He shouted. His voice carried the weight of the Grand Priest authority. The stone ship stopped. A door opened. A figure walked out. He was tall, with red skin and long white hair. He had horns on his head that curved forward. He wore armor that looked like it was made of dragon bones. He held a staff that was topped with a skull. The figure looked at Vegeta. He smiled, revealing sharp yellow teeth. So, Daishinkan is dead, the figure said. His voice sounded like grinding stones. An immortal sits on the throne, a monkey in God's clothing. Vegeta flared his aura. It was a mix of his dark blue Saiyan energy and the white Grand Priest energy. Watch your tongue. I am the Grand Priest Vegeta. State your name and your business, or be erased. The figure laughed. Erased? You cannot erase me, boy. I am Mechikabura, the Dark King. I was ruling the demon realm before your universe was even born. I have come to reclaim the throne that belongs to the darkness. Mechikabura raised his staff. Darkness poured out of it. It wasn't just shadow. It was corruption. It touched the golden floor of the palace, and the gold turned to black sludge. Vegeta felt a chill. This guy was strong. Stronger than Jiren. Stronger than Broly. Maybe even close to the old Grand Priest. Vegeta cracked his neck. Finally, he said, a fight. I was getting bored of the chair. Whis flew up next to Vegeta. Be careful, Vegeta. Mechikabura uses magic. Dark magic. It ignores durability. Do not let him touch you. Vegeta smirked. He doesn't need to touch me. I'm going to rip him apart. Vegeta charged. He didn't use the Grand Priest's powers. He used his fists. He wanted to feel the impact. He wanted to feel alive. Mechikabura swung his staff. A wave of darkness shot out. Vegeta dodged it with speed that made him invisible. He appeared behind Mechikabura and kicked him in the back. Bam! Mechikabura flew forward, crashing into his own stone ship. The ship cracked. Vegeta laughed. Is that it? Is that the Dark King? Mechikabura stood up from the rubble. He wasn't hurt. He was laughing too. Good. You have strength. This will be entertaining. Mechikabura slammed his staff into the void. Darkness expansion. The void around the palace turned black. Chains made of purple energy shot out of the darkness. They aimed for Vegeta's limbs. Vegeta blasted them with ki, but they kept coming. Back in the super void, inside the crystal garden, Goku was eating a strange fruit that looked like a blue apple. It was delicious. He felt his energy returning. It was filling up faster than usual. The fruit was dense with magic. Zalama watched him. That fruit is grown from the roots of existence, Zalama said. One bite is equal to a year of sleep. You are ready. Goku stood up. He wiped his mouth. I feel great. I feel stronger than before. Zalama pointed to the outside. The Eater of Dimensions is close. I can sense it. It smells the fresh energy of the fruit. It is coming for you. Goku walked to the edge of the crystal. He looked into the purple mist. He saw two glowing yellow eyes. They were huge, the size of moons. Here, Kitty, Kitty, Goku whispered. The mist parted. The beast revealed itself. It looked like a giant wolf, but its body was made of starry space. Its fur was nebulae. Its claws were black holes. It opened its mouth, and Goku saw galaxies swirling inside its throat. It roared. The sound shattered the nearby time shards. Goku stepped out of the crystal. The purple mist tried to eat him, but he flared his new aura. It was silver, but it had streaks of blue and green in it. Creation energy. The mist backed away. Goku looked at the wolf. Hey there, I need your call. Sorry about this. The wolf lunged. It was fast, faster than light. It tried to bite Goku in half. Goku vanished. Instant transmission. No. He didn't lock onto a key signature. He just moved. He was everywhere at once. He appeared on the wolf's nose. Goku punched the wolf. Boom! The wolf's head snapped back. The wolf yelped. It swiped its paw at Goku. Goku caught the claw. The black hole energy tried to suck him in. Goku pushed back. He used creation energy to neutralize the black hole. He turned the black hole into a white star. The wolf was confused. Its weapon had been changed. Goku jumped into the air. Kami. He cupped his hands, but he didn't draw blue energy. He drew white energy, the energy of the void. Hami. The ball of light grew massive. It was blinding. Ha! Goku fired. The beam hit the wolf in the chest. It didn't burn the wolf. It purified it. The starry body of the wolf dissolved. The nebulae faded. The wolf howled one last time and vanished. Floating in the space where the wolf used to be was a small glowing red gem. The core. Goku flew over and grabbed it. It was hot. It pulsed like a heart. Zalama clapped his hands from inside the crystal. Impressive. You turned destruction into creation. You really are a prodigy. Goku flew back to the crystal. He held up the gem. I got it. Now how do I make a key? Zalama smiled. You don't make it. You become it. Swallow the gem. Goku paused. Eat it. Are you sure? It looks hard. Zalama nodded. Trust me. It will merge your body with the coordinates of the multiverse. You will become a living bridge. Goku looked at the gem. He looked at the image of Vegeta fighting Mechikabura. Vegeta looked like he was in trouble. The chains of darkness were wrapping around his legs. Hold on, Vegeta, Goku said. Goku threw the gem into his mouth and swallowed it whole. Gulp. For a second, nothing happened. Then, Goku's eyes turned completely red. His skin started to crack. Light shot out of the cracks. He screamed. Gah! His body began to glow so bright that even Zalama had to look away. The space around Goku began to warp. A tunnel opened. A tunnel made of rainbow light. It led straight to the Omni-King's palace. Goku looked at Zalama. Thanks for the food, old man. Zalama waved. Go, son Goku. Save your friend. And tell Vegeta. He's doing a good job. Goku flew into the rainbow tunnel. He was coming home. Back at the palace. Vegeta was on his knees. The dark chains had bound his arms and legs. Mechikabura was standing over him, laughing. You have power, new Grand Priest, but you lack experience. You don't know how to counter ancient magic. Mechikabura raised his skull staff. I will drain your energy and take the halo for myself. I will become the Dark Grand Priest. He brought the staff down toward Vegeta's chest. Vegeta struggled. He couldn't move. The magic was paralyzing his muscles. Is this it? Vegeta thought. Am I going to die in a chair? Suddenly, a rainbow explosion erupted right next to them. Boom! The force of the explosion blew Mechikabura backward. The dark chains shattered like glass. Vegeta looked up. Smoke cleared. Standing there, wearing torn orange pants and no shirt, with a glowing red aura and silver eyes, was Goku. He looked wild. He looked ancient. He looked powerful. Goku looked at Vegeta. He grinned. You look funny in those robes, Vegeta. Vegeta's eyes went wide. Tears pricked the corners of his eyes, but he held them back. Kakarot, you're late. Goku turned to Mechikabura. The Dark King was getting up, looking angry. Who are you? Mechikabura shouted. Goku cracked his knuckles. Me. I'm just a guy who got lost. Goku looked at Vegeta. Need a hand? Vegeta stood up. He ripped the tattered remains of the dark chains off his arms. No, I am the Grand Priest. I don't need help, but I will allow you to assist. Goku laughed. Let's do this. The two Saiyans stood side by side, one in the holy robes of the highest god, the other in the rags of a wild survivor. Blue and white energy mixed with silver and red energy. Mechikabura roared and summoned a legion of demons from his ship. Goku and Vegeta charged. The battle for the multiverse had just entered its final phase. The screen fades to white as Goku and Vegeta's fists collide with Mechikabura's staff. Goku is back, but what new powers has he gained from the core? And can Vegeta balance his duties as Grand Priest with his desire to fight? The universe has changed forever. Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Super, the Grand Priest Betrayal.